morning. Welcome to the Morning DNA. I am Aaron Dicer, the man of a single shirt, and she is Danae Hughes, the woman of a million distractions.
Good morning.
And we're here to find out what August 24th, 2020 is made of. And,
Yeah.
so we're going to enter into the Morning DNA. Thank you for joining us. We've got Handquake saying hello in the comments already. Archimedes Amazonas saying good morning. Several others joining us as well.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's a thing.
You said what today is made of, and immediately a visual popped into my head, and it was the interior of a Twinkie.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, but it's not a Twinkie because I don't like Twinkies. So it's like, but it's something like that where there's that cake, like that moist cakiness, and then the specifically the icing filling. But Twinkies are a little too sweet. So there's another one that I've had in the past where it's not quite so sweet. Anyways, that's what I'm hoping today is made of. It's just filled with delicious, snacky goodness.
There was a time when Twinkies were amazing, and then something changed around when I was a teenager. They changed the ingredients or something. Probably they had to. It was probably full of some awful chemical or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or they went to like mass production and had to. Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't liked them really since, but that's interesting. During our intro, like the little countdown kind of thing, I can see both of us like in like the backstage area of the software we're using to do this.
Okay.
But you can't, right?
No.
But I always think you can. So I'm like dancing like a goofball, thinking you're thinking it's hilarious kind of thing, like every time. And then halfway through, I'll be like, oh, nobody can see me.
Oh, no, I can't see anything when we're preparing for the show. We do that countdown and I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I genuinely thought I thought you were about to say something like, I saw you picking your nose there, Danae, which I didn't do.
No.
But I was prepared to be teased.
Yeah. Archimedes says, is that a huge coffee cup or Danae's hand's tiny?
I don't think my hands are tiny, but I'm 5'5", so I'm guessing this is a pretty big coffee cup.
It's also probably a little bit of forced perspective because you hold it close to the camera sometimes, and it feels like, like I've noticed if my hand pops up like in the foreground, it's like, oh my goodness, he's got giant hands.
Look at my hands. That is the fun part of doing our reiteration of our morning show, is that there is such a visual element. I mean, we're releasing these in podcast format too. And we hope that the content obviously is enjoyable in all formats. But it is different to have such a visual thing. Like if I have to remember if I show anything, I need to kind of describe it.
Yeah.
So now I'll spend the next several minutes describing my coffee cup for you guys this morning. It is a cream-colored coffee cup. It appears to have been made very rustically, perhaps with some kind of clay, and fired in a kiln.
I appreciate this. I think this is beautiful. But I think at some point we have to make peace with this is pretty much a live video show that can be enjoyed via podcast form.
All right.
Or else we are going to distract ourselves.
Hey,
completely.
Podcast people, I tried. That's all I can say.
Handquake says, is that the Chip song from your other job? Actually, it is the Chip song from this job that snuck into the other job. We have always used, and by the way, he's talking about the song for the intro. The background that we did These Chips Are Good from. And yeah, we actually did that as a part of our
other
radio
show. This
world.
show.
Yeah, this show. And then it snuck into the CinemaSins world. So yes, you heard that correctly. Hello from San Diego, says Daniel.
Good morning.
Good morning, San Diego.
I hope everything is well for you in San Diego.
Look who it is today.
It's really hot.
It's Corey Mann.
Holy moly, Corey Mann!
Long time listener, first time watcher. Hey, Corey. Hope things are going well. Corey has some great podcasts on the Studio DNA Podcast Network, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
What else with Corey Mann, where he does interviews?
Well, and he's in radio forevers. He's a forever's radio.
He's a radio friend from a long way back.
Guys, we're joined by someone famous.
Polly Lewis says good morning as well. Good morning, Polly. He also says a morning chat show with people I like. Finally. I don't know.
Man.
There's, it's
I
nice.
actually
It's hard to find people you like,
I feel that. I've been flipping through my local radio, channels trying to find a morning show that I like.
Yeah.
I guess I'm really picky. Maybe it's just super hard to please me, but there's this one show and it's really, really close, right? It's these two women. So I'm like, hell yeah, two women on the radio. I'm super into that. But they sound exactly alike.
Yeah.
So the hardest part of listening to the show is delineating who's saying anything, which is very important in a show.
Yeah. Do you think they initially sounded alike, or do you think they just worked together for so long? Like, is it possible we'll start sounding exactly alike? You know?
Is it possible we'll start sounding alike?
I knew you were going to do that.
I knew you were going to.
Saw that coming a mile away.
I can't sound like you.
Tom Charney says, good morning, you guys. Hope your weekend was great. I did have a good weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Weekend. Yeah, it was
What did you do something special this weekend? Anything interesting?
I mean, yes, kind of. We celebrated my son getting a new promotion for his job, and big time stuff. Big time stuff. I'm not sure it's completely public, so I'm not going to give any.
We don't want to compromise any positions,
right? Yes,
I spent hours deep cleaning the house because my 90-year-old grandmother, God bless her, she's bored out of her mind at 90, and she's like, I just want to come over. So we cleaned everything, we nixled everything, we practiced social distancing, and she came over for dinner. But her great granddaughter, my kid, they just had the greatest time together. It was so, so sweet. Like Iris was showing off her toys to her.
Aww.
We set up the rocking chair in Iris's bedroom so that she could sit in the bedroom with Iris and play with some of her toys. So we played kind of like cornhole, but it's like a kid version of cornhole.
Yeah.
Just tossing beanbags into like a little circle type thing. And so then, grandmama would do it and Iris would do it. Iris wanted to play dress up, put on all of her clothes. So it was just a really sweet time to have everybody over to the house. Not everybody, just a few. Yeah. My mom, my dad, and my grandma.
Everybody in the world. It's a perfect time to have everybody in the entire country come over to the home.
I can't wait for things to get normal.
Good morning, Lauren. Thank you.
Good morning, Lauren.
Have to put this comment up. Dicer, you don't look old enough to have a son being promoted. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How old do I look?
Yeah, tell him. Tell him quickly.
Is the light hiding my grays on the side?
Well, you've been going gray for a long time. My brother, he went gray like at 19. He started going gray.
Yeah,
which he thinks looks rad. I do too. I think it looks rad.
You ready, Shoe Dough?
Heck yeah!
All right, let's do this thing. What we do each morning that we're on, we're going to start saying we are live on Mondays and some days. Mondays and some days. So for sure on Mondays, and then we'll pop up other days as well. And what we're going to do is we each bring a topic to the table, just something to chat about with you. You are free to interact with that, have your own answers, make comments, all that kind of stuff. And then we will open it up again at the end for general questions, that kind of thing. So let's get started. Who should start today? Danae? I can't remember who was last. Doesn't matter. Maybe we should just do it the same every day. Maybe it should be D. What if it's D and A and U?
Whoa.
How about D and A and U? That's the format of the show.
Now.
Yes, exactly. The morning.
Welcome to the morning now.
Sounds so much. Well, the morning now, not tomorrow. now. So Danae, tell us about your topic.
So my topic today is also the continuation of talk about my daughter time. My mom was watching her while I was distracted. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'll watch Iris. So she was watching her for like an hour, which thank God for mothers, so I can go do some stuff. So she's watching her, and she hands her her phone. My mother is really into Twitch these days. And there's this whole section of Twitch that are like the crafters and the makers. Actually, I think it's called makers and crafters.
Yeah, your brother is in that section.
Mm-hmm. And so my mom got into it through my brother, who is Fidget, the woodworker out in Vegas. And so he does it really early in the morning before it gets hot. So then my mom is meeting all these people, and now she's following all these people. And so there's people who throwing clay and painting and all these really cool things. And so my mom is incredibly gifted and talented when it comes to like arts, and she's just really like that. So she's super in the community. And so she has her Twitch on, and she's watching this guy. I think he was painting cups or something like this. Anyway, hands it to Iris to watch. She says she was gone for like 10 or 15 seconds. She came back, and the Twitch chat room was just like, oh my gosh, thanks, Breezy Lady B, which is my mom's handle. Oh, this is so cool. Thank you. So you can do something called gift a sub.
Oh, yes, you can.
On Twitch.
Yeah.
And my 3-year-old was just in there gifting subs left and right.
Nice. Yeah, get it, Iris. Do it.
There's like this
Make
thing
people
called
happy.
There's like a hype train type thing where you could really get into this hype situation, and and then like it pushes the channel forward or whatever, and people are like, oh, it's almost a hype train. Like there's just all this commentary.
It's great. It's
My
great.
mom
And on
re-enters
the other end is this just little girl just happy, having fun, pushing buttons. She can't even read the comments. No! She doesn't even know she's making people happy.
Nope.
Did you tell her how happy she was making people? Like after this was over and you were like, don't ever do that again, were you like, but also you made some people really, really happy?
I wasn't there at this point. I wasn't looped in until after everything had happened. My mom got the phone back and she sees that she's like the champion of this place. And she starts cracking up laughing because my mom has a great sense of humor.
Oh,
and so
man.
All the chat room people, she told what happened. And the cool thing was the person that was going live, he was like, I'm so sorry they don't let us do refunds when it's, gift subs like this. But, if you're in a bad place and you really can't afford it or whatever, please let me know. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. He was so understanding. And my mom was just like, nope, this is great. This is how life is. And she just sort of like rolled with the punches of it. So
is it too much to like ask how much little Iris ended up spending?
You want to guess? You should just guess.
Do you know the amount?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess $70.
Thankfully, it was not that much.
Okay. All right.
Woo! I did offer it. It was only 25.
Okay.
She was only gone like 10 or 15 seconds. So she had the screen, and then there's the, it's a purple button. So of course she's going to navigate to the purple button, and she's just like, so she hit it 5 times.
Yeah. We were always very careful to, put those blocks on there. But for something like that, I don't know that there's anything. I mean, if you've got it loaded up, I mean, it's not like.
She's like, she learned her lesson, apparently, you can hand certain things to the child.
Oh, your mom learned her lesson. I thought you were talking about Iris there for a second.
Oh, no. Nope, she hasn't learned that one yet.
Yeah,
we'll have to wait till she's older. Hey, while we're talking about Iris, she recorded again for everybody today. Should I play it?
Yeah, go ahead. What's Iris's input onto the show today?
Iris, I asked her to say something, and she got a little confused because she thought that everybody was already like listening. Yeah. So let me fast forward through it. If you want to do part of your topic.
Oh, you've got to find it?
Yeah, I just realized that it's reset.
Kind of leads us into what I was already planning on doing between topics anyway. And that is to, speaking of gift subscriptions, shout out Daniel, who became a member of Studio DNA in the Morning DNA. And that is just a $5 membership. It's just one level per month. And honestly, Danae, we talked about when we started this last week, the goal of 5 members to be able to kind of go to the next level of stream to more places, stream in 1080p, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're just 4 people away. So,
oh my God,
if
I might have my own Twitch soon.
If you are interested in that, we do thank you so much for that, Daniel. It means the world to us that this little live morning show would be fun enough and important enough to you after just 1 week that you would head over.
It's incredible.
To do membership at Patreon. Patreon.com/StudioDNA, by the way, if you're interested in doing that.
Okay,
Patreon.com/StudioDNA.
Here's Iris's message.
Okay.
Hey, people.
Hey, Iris.
They're answering.
They're not answering. Here she goes.
So what do you want to say to the people later? I love you, people.
We love you too, Iris.
Hey, people.
And give now at patreon.com/StudioDNA to put food on the table for that sweet girl. No, we appreciate you so much. Archimedes says that was precious. And Steven says buttons are fun. You're not wrong, Steven.
Dude.
You are absolutely not wrong. All right, let's go to the A topic. What's your nostalgia board/card game?
Ooh.
I had a thing this weekend that I think was pretty fun. I have a very solid place in my heart for the game Cribbage. Do you even know this game? Know anything about Cribbage?
No, but I think you've tried to get us to play. I thought you were going to say Rook.
I mean, I do like rook cards. It's interesting. I grew up in a home where face cards weren't allowed. It was just one of the rules of the home.
Gambling, yo.
Yeah,
Jesus don't like it.
It comes from a very real place for my family where there is gambling in the history that has, Anyways, I don't need to explain all that. Just to say, we used rook cards for a lot of face card games. So that was kind of the house I grew up in. Is like, we used rook cards a lot. So that has that too. But I took a train trip with my family up through the Northwest, like for one of our vacations. And there was somebody on that train, a family that we met, that had a cribbage board. And it's just...
Dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, over the weekend, you took a train trip somewhere?
Yes. My family over the weekend went to the state of Washington, and we hit all the monuments in between. And
I was like, what?
It was pretty amazing. It was pretty beautiful. I got to say, Mount Rushmore to this time of year, just gorgeous.
Shut up. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. So this is the history of how you learn cribbage. Got it. I'm with you.
So I learned cribbage from this family, and it appeals to everything I love about board games and card games. It is both a board game and a card game, in that in order to score your points, you use this long board that has little, pegs in it, and you just peg those points every time you do it. It's the only way to really keep track because there are so many times you score.
Okay.
That it's hard. It would be hard to, after each hand, like, remember, oh, did I score this? So it's like a constant scoring game.
Okay.
And it is a game of permutations and combinations. So it appeals to my math brain as well. So you're dealt like 6 cards, and then there are all these ways that you can make points, and you have to keep the 4 cards that you think are going to make the most points for you. I'm not going to over-explain it. I'm just kind of giving you why it appeals to me. So go ahead.
Permutation is a noun. It's a way. Especially one of several possible variations in which a set or number of things can be ordered or arranged.
That is exactly cribbage. Permutations comes into play a lot in cribbage. And so I fell in love with it. It is a fun game, and I decided, because I remember my wife and I liking this game to play together, we've been looking for something fun that we both like to do together. I think it's very important. We've been married 25 years, just recently celebrated our 25th anniversary, to continue to find fun things to do together that you both love.
That's right.
And
otherwise you get bored with each other.
Yeah. And it's more difficult than you would we're all different people, and so to find those connecting points sometimes, and to continue to find them, because we also all change. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to invest a little bit extra in this cribbage board, get a really nice cribbage board. It's going to be this thing. So I get it this weekend, and I'm like, Jen, you got to check this out. And I show it to her, and she's like, yeah, I don't like that game. It's just, or something like that. It wasn't that. It was more like she didn't realize like that it was important, like one of those moments, and there was something going on in the backyard, and she had to go check on that, and I was just sitting there like, oh man, this moment, I was expecting this moment.
You were expecting her to like turn around and be like, oh, you remembered.
Let's play a game. Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's my fault. Look, fingers on me. It's my fault, because I do this thing where I project my own likes and my own excitement and my own optimism on other people, and it's not fair. And so, it was one of those things where later on we had the conversation, and we laughed about it, and we had a good time. And but I did get a chance to teach one of my sons how to play this weekend, and he really enjoyed it. So
that's
I think that'll
cool.
be a common thing. But
I've never played cribbage before.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
I'm going to look up a cribbage board.
I've got a really nice cribbage board, and I can teach you guys how to play. It's really fun.
Can we play with social distancing?
We're bubbling together our families. We don't need to social distance today.
No, I know. It's just an excuse because I don't want to come over.
And here we go again.
Oh, there. Okay, yes, I've seen that board before. That's a very unique board.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen it many, many times. But I'm also looking at the expansion of the Outdoor Summit Trail cribbage board.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
No.
It's basically like somebody took a map and they created like this 3D sort of map where your cribbage peg goes around on a map, like over a bridge and around through a house and like up into the mountains. I'm guessing someone was like, cribbage boards are boring. This needs to be pumped up.
Yeah, I went the other direction, which is cribbage boards are boring, so we're going to class it up. Mine's really classy, like really nice metal pegs.
Whoa.
And like really, like it's completely handmade, wood finished.
That's
it's got
cool.
like containers in it for the deck of cards and for the pegs, and yeah, it's really nice. I like it a lot.
Oh my God, you're such an old man. You're gonna be like, hey,
totally.
welcome to my house. Come on, look at my cribbage board. It's
hey kids, want to come over and play cribbage?
It's my collectible piece.
Polly says cribbage going way back. We had Scrabble with Grandma.
Yeah, oh man, Scrabble.
That's a fun one. Hate Ego says Connect 4. Connect 4 is my jam. Yeah, that's a nostalgic one for sure.
My big one with my family was Rummikub, and Trash Train. So Trash Train was originally
that's a Domino's game, right?
It's a Domino's game, but they learned it in Africa. But there's also like one called Mexican Train, but I don't know if that's
probably is.
I don't know.
Probably
if
is racist in some way.
So whenever my family learned it, it was called Trash Train. And then when I would tell other people about it, they would call it either Chicken Feet or the Mexican Train or something. So I don't know if that's a familiar game for you guys at home, but that was when we played all the time and hardly anyone ever knew about that domino game. And then I learned Rummikub. That was like my old lady game that I used to play with my family.
Is it Rummikub or Rummikub?
I don't know. Probably Room, because I think there's 2 dots over the U.
Yeah, Rummikub. Steven says, you guys could play on the show. Yeah, that'd be a really fun show. Actually, it might be. We used to do a segment of our podcast called Just Try It. Do you remember doing those?
Oh, yes.
Where we would take something that people suggested, whether it be food, whether it be a game, and it's like, hey, Aaron and Danae, just try this. And yeah, we could do an episode of Just Try It with Cribbage.
We did that with a game where it was like that timed one where you had to
just keep talking or somebody, or so nobody explodes.
No, so nobody explodes. Yeah. We did that. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
You know, when you were talking about games too, it reminded me, my husband and I just recently found a game we both enjoy. So it's not one that we've known for a long time, but it's new. And you're so right. It's important to keep finding those things. The one that we're playing right now is called Sagrada. It's a really fun game.
Oh, nice. Nick says our favorite family game was the card game Spit. I remember Spit. And with Grandma, card games with Grandma is a common thing, right? Card games and board games, and there is something, especially during this time when we were stuck at home, that I did kind of crave just sitting around playing cards, sitting around playing a board game. There's something very human about it. I've really kind of enjoyed it. Serigado says, I love Rummikub, but my family stopped playing with me because I win like 3/4 of the games I play.
Nice.
This is the trick. Take it from somebody who wins a lot.
He does. My God, he does.
This is the trick. Just throw a few every once in a while. Then people will keep wanting to play with you.
That's so sweet. Is that why I've won anytime we've ever played?
No. I don't.
You don't take it easy on me?
I don't know that I have it within me to actually throw a game. So,
but if you can do it,
if I could do it, it would help. 19th century style dominoes are mentioned as well.
And I love dominoes.
Lauren says Monopoly is their family's game. Man.
Oh, you brave.
You got a strong family.
You've got a strong family.
Yeah.
See, Monopoly is a game that is fun if you have people that will sit down and play uninterrupted, first of all, because it's a long game. But then also just the dominance of it. It's such an emotional investment because you're in it for so long.
Yeah.
And then it gets down to where it's just a couple people battling it out. And so if you have the kind of family that will either stick around and like hang out and have conversation or whatever, man, but Monopoly is one of those that's just a polarizing game.
Yeah. Gin Rummy is mentioned by Alex. My mom and I used to play Gin Rummy.
Oh my gosh.
Polly saying Sagrada is great. So
Sagrada is how we say it.
Sorry.
I don't know if that's right.
They also play Ticket to Ride with the kids a lot.
Great kids game. Gubs.
Yeah,
that's a little card game. It's really, really fun and easy. I would say probably, I don't know. How old do you think that they need to be to like appreciate Gubs? 9?
Oh,
my
9? Kids were playing at 6, right? 6 or 7.
I don't remember.
I don't
think you let Ethan play at the beginning.
Well, no, there is that element of how long do you want to have to explain things and wait and that kind of thing. Radio Giorgio from Periscope from Twitter says,
cool.
I love playing Halma with my grandma. Sometimes play with my mom now. I've never heard of that. I don't know where
I'm gonna look it up.
Halma is. So
I'm hoping that when we grow older, my child and everything, like we all want to play D&D together.
Yeah, no, it's possible. It's possible.
Oh, I've seen this game before. Now that I'm looking at one that's got it's the star shape. Not really. It's not technically a star. It looks like you start in each corner and you try to take the board over.
Oh, so it's kind of a version of Chinese checkers then? A little bit? Okay.
Halma's a strategy board game invented in 1883 or 84 by George Howard Monks, a thoracic surgeon at Harvard Medical School. His inspiration was the English game Hoppity, which was devised in 1854. The game board is checkered game board divided into 16 by 16 squares. So, yeah.
I really appreciate this, by the way, because there are going to be a lot of usernames that I mispronounce. Always appreciate a correction.
Yeah.
Sire Egdo says, LOL, no one ever pronounces my D&D name right. It's pronounced
Sire Egdo.
Egdo. So,
I love it.
Sire Egdo.
And it's a D&D game. Whoop, whoop.
This is another nostalgia game for me that Tom mentions, Euchre. Terrible, and Spades sticks in my head, but I'm getting there. Euchre is a really simple, fun game. The thing I got tired with, I mean, I played Euchre through my teenage years, like all the time with friends. And the thing that you realize after a while is it kind of plays itself once you understand the strategy. But there's still something really fun about it. And turn down a bower, lose for an hour. I know Euchre for sure.
We played another one called Mancala. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I know Mancala. Yeah,
that was a really good game for when I was little. I always felt like I was doing something cool whenever I was playing Mancala, even though it's just like, I mean, I should have Iris play it. I have a Mancala board. That's a really great one.
Yeah. Wow, what a great list of games to play. Who knew that, you had so many. Let's finish it up with your questions. If you have anything you would like to ask us here at the end of the show, you for sure can. I would remind you, as is scrolling down at the bottom, that you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Aaron Dicer. She is at Danae Says, and we are at Aaron and Danae if you want to follow the show. And that we will be doing this Mondays and some days at 9 a.m. Central. Nick says his daughter loves Mancala, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. I really should pull that out because I think that, well, she's 3, so she probably would just throw the things right now. I'll give her a couple more years and she'll get the concept of the game. But she loves, like, when we play Sagrada, she loves to play with the dice. So she's just very, obviously tactile. Man, while we're waiting for some questions to come in, I rearranged my recording studio, my recording closet rather, a little bit. And today I realized that when I get in my chair and I swing my legs over to get comfortable, I can hit a very sharp corner of something.
Ow.
I'm a little traumatized. I really bashed my foot. So after we finish today, I'm going to have to completely redo my recording studio again.
I thought you were going to say, if you swing your legs right, you can completely shut down your entire, unplug your entire system.
That's also possible.
I've lived in that situation before where it's like the plug is, precariously close to your legs.
That's actually a little bit of one of my concerns. So, there's a question about marbles that just popped up too.
We've got some questions. Handquake says, checked podcast. What is this one called specifically? Y'all are on 7. Yeah, no, we know. This one is going to pop up in the Shoe the Dough feed. Now, if you don't know what Shoe the Dough is, that is in 2012, that was our first ever podcast together that we launched the summer of 2012. This will be season 6 of Shoe the Dough. It has gone through many evolutions, many different changes, as we've gone through evolutions and changes. And honestly, genuinely, correct me if I'm wrong, Danae, that's what we said when we started Shoe the Dough, was we want this to be an experimental place for us to figure out what it looks like to communicate through audio and do a show.
Which is what Shoe a Dough is. It's a spoonerism for do the show.
That is correct.
So you get it?
You make me feel so good about the names of things when you make it like a wah, wah, bah, bah, bah. It's like, yeah.
I can't help it. No, it wasn't meant to be one of those loser sounds.
Mocking.
I wasn't trying to mock. It wasn't a mock you sound. But yes, we do have many podcasts. We're gonna be experimenting with it, but we're gonna put them into the Shoe the Dough feed. But we haven't decided if we're gonna do every single day because we're going live on Mondays and some days. So we don't want it to just be 5 days a week if we ever get to that point where you're actually just inundated with podcast updates.
Well,
so
and we may use the some days as fun bonuses for our Studio DNA members. We're still just kind of debating that kind of thing. Like if you have membership, maybe you get more of the podcast in your feed.
That's a good idea.
Shoe the dough thing.
We most of the time know what we're doing.
Most of the time.
Sometimes we are still figuring and tweaking like little mad scientists with our shows. And we do have a lot of different shows. And part of that is just our love of content creation. So
yeah. Steven says, are you guys going to have any guests on the show? I assume is what that question is. And yeah, that's definitely possible. We can I don't think we will ever do this. Maybe I'm wrong. We can have up to 10 people using this software that we use. Or maybe we can have up to 5, but once we go to that next level, we can have up to 10. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to check on our subscription service. I think having guests would be really fun. Especially
we'll do interviews, whatever, when they come our way. And
we could just like pop in on someone and be like, hey, read the inspirational quote of the day. I'm kidding.
We can do that.
Oh, actually, I'm not kidding. That was actually not a bad idea.
And the show may change day to day every once in a while, too. Just like, Shu had different segments. I've been pondering. I had something I wanted to talk about today, but it was kind of a little too serious. And I thought maybe it would take up more of the episode. And that's because my kids went back to school today. And that's a really interesting thing right now. But like we do a topic called No Longer Safe, where we talk about harder things to talk about. And I think COVID and COVID judgment, COVID shaming, like all that stuff is a deeper topic.
Yeah.
But we may spend some morning this week, I don't know, or next week or whatever, doing an NLS on COVID shaming, COVID judgment. So yeah, who knows? But yeah, it'll continue to change. This was the marble comment that you wanted to address, Danae.
I loved marbles, but I loved looking at marbles. I didn't like actually playing marbles.
That is so Danae. That is such a true Danae. A moment right there. Archimedes says, I used to play with marbles with my brother growing up. Is that a thing you guys do in America? I will tell you this. I didn't growing up, but my dad did. My dad used to tell me that was his thing, like with his friends, was they knew how to play marbles. And they had like different kinds of marbles, and they would name their marbles, and they would take their bag of marbles around with them and have matches. And
it's kind of like Pokemon battling or something. It's like or like a Magic the Gathering, or what were they called? There were those little pogs or whatever. There's like all these games that you sort of like you collect something and then you go battle. Marbles,
Pokemon, right? I mean, Pokemon's the same concept.
Marbles was, you had like the big ones and like the little ones, and then you collect the ones you wanted. Now I was shown people's collections of marbles, but then I wanted to just have pretty marbles. I didn't know how to play. I still don't understand how to play. I guess you like flick them. You get on the ground in like a circular pattern.
There's a circle.
And you try to flick
probably the other person's marbles out of the circle, and your marbles have to stay in the circle, something like that.
What's the ice game where you push the little thing into the circle? The sweeper. Yeah, what is that? Oh, what's it called?
I mean, I do know. I just, it's one of those things where your brain is like, you gotta answer this. You gotta answer this.
And it's a game at the bars. A shuffleboard. It's like a shuffleboard type thing.
Yeah.
Curling.
Yes,
God
everybody
bless
in the
the
comments
chat.
is like, come on, guys. Everybody knows curling. Yes,
Thanks,
my brain
guys.
just wouldn't get there. Handquake says 26 sub and subbed on Patreon.
What?
Thanks. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That means That means three more members, and
then I get to have my own Twitch.
You get to have your own Twitch and everything.
Shoot.
So,
you're gonna have to come over and help me and know the Twitch stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of the things, like I think there are certain markers you're supposed to hit, and I guess I can mention those if you're watching this and enjoy it and don't mind helping us out. If you are on Twitch, I think 50 subs on Twitch or they don't call them subs. I think they call them follows. I can't remember because subs and follows may be different things. YouTube, we're at almost at 100 subs on YouTube, and that's 10% of the way there for YouTube. YouTube, you need 1,000.
Before what happens? Before we get balloons?
I think they call partnership or that kind of thing.
We get balloons?
Where balloons, fall from the ceiling, all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah. And I don't think Periscope does anything like that. But yeah, if you don't mind following at YouTube and Twitch, that would be awesome. And we are in the midst of having the Facebook conversation and figuring out what we're doing there. So neither of us are on Facebook anymore. We both deleted our Facebooks. So that was great. Danae embodies her feelings on Facebook in one picture.
Yeah. That's going to get screenshotted and shared. I just have a feeling. I look like some sort of strange hot dog.
Cyregdo says, following is free, subbing, you have to pay money. That's right, like what Iris did. Yeah, that's correct. So feel free to sub on Twitch. That'd be great. I don't know how all that works, but
following is free. You just I think you just click on the heart, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it could be anything like that. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for another morning. We really do appreciate these times together.
We keep
amazing.
thinking it's going to be 30 minutes, and then we're like 40 minutes. We can't help ourselves. We love hanging out with you guys.
I think we're always going to land in that 30 to 40 minute range.
We can't help it.
Yeah, I think that's just going to how it's going to be.
And we are since we're Mondays and some days, if you want to see when we're live throughout the week, we do try to tweet them out, so you can obviously look for that link. We usually just link to YouTube for now, but on whatever platform you prefer, if you turn on your notifications, you will see when we go live throughout the rest of this week. And when we do go live at some point this week, it will be at 9 a.m. Central.
Yep, 9 a.m. Central Time.
Or 9:07, somewhere in that range.
We've heard hellos this morning from Vegas, San Diego, I believe Ireland. I saw in the comments as well.
I did too.
So we know people are all over the world, and we know this time may not be perfect for everyone, and morning DNA may be afternoon DNA for you, or even evening DNA for you.
We could rename the show Some DNA.
No, we're not going to do that.
We can make a new podcast, another show entirely.
Radio Giorgio says Germany here. So,
nice.
So we appreciate you hanging out. Archimedes Amazonas, thanks for the show. I'm in Brazil. So, a
little international morning show.
I think we've covered the time zones fairly well. We appreciate all you guys. And we'll be on Mondays and some days. Subscribe on Twitch. Follow on Twitch. Once we get to 50 followers, you can subscribe on Twitch if you like. And then sub on YouTube. And follow us on Twitter, because that's where you'll see. It's interesting. I have other people I watch live streams for, and I see it pop up on Twitter, and then I go to YouTube to watch it. I don't know why. I think it's because it's easier for me to cast the YouTube to like a TV or something.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But
that's the thing. That's the thing. It's hard for us to be like, here's how to do everything simply. It's just like, you'll figure it out. You guys are smart.
Whatever works for your life if you want to hang out with us Mondays and some days.
Cyregdo says, LOL, I'm just in Oklahoma, so nothing special.
How dare you?
I have family in Oklahoma, and you're right. They're nothing special. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I love them.
All right. Bye, guys. See you
Bye.
next time.
Good morning and goodbye.
It's the Truman Show. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
It's true.